Turned it on. Can you hear me now? It's not a Stanley. No. You can hear me? Okay. Leave it to me. All proud of myself for getting a microphone and I don't even freaking turn it on. I just I just filmed a YouTube video. Well, actually, I wouldn't even call it a YouTube video. It was impromptu, very faint. It should be amazing. Do I need to yell louder? Um Stanley cups suck. I mean, I feel like all cups probably suck and are full of things we don't. Your volume's low. Yeah. Hi everybody. Last meal on earth. What would you eat? Oh my gosh. Carnivore or not carnivore? Two different answers for that. So yeah, ask me anything. I mean about anything. If you need help with anything, if you're curious about anything, personal, whatever, there should be like a little question box you can pop it into. Last meal on earth, carnivore. Goodness, pork rind cereal for sure. And I would say like okay, if I'm gonna have steak, the ribeye caps, absolutely. Um, a stick of butter, actually probably I would say brown butter bites, but maybe just butter. Um, what else? Burger patty? I don't know. Pizza, my new recipe that will be in the book. It's pretty good. My kids are not carnivore. They're, I guess, what I would call animal based, unless they're getting samples from Costco. I feel like that's where I let them have some treats. We went to Costco yesterday and I'm like, well, enjoy this because I'm not buying any of this shit. Is there a kiddo section in your upcoming book? Kind of. There was going to be like an actual chapter for like kids, but it's like I eat this stuff too. Like we don't need to just have the kids section be like mac and cheese. Well, there's no mac and cheese in my book, but like chicken nuggets and corn dogs, like I want to have that too. So we are doing like a little section that will be like in the front matter where I touch on, our approach with our kids, how we prioritize like macros and nutrition and just like everything we do with that. Um, and like meal ideas. So little things like that will be in the front part. Okay, I'm losing all these things. If you guys could put them in that little question box, then I won't lose them in the comments. And excuse my congestion. How quickly did you start to see weight loss, like real weight loss? I mean, instantly, honestly. I lost, I would say about like 40 to 45 pounds in 9 months. And then I fell off of like tracking and I was stalled for a good like 9 months. Just like, but I wouldn't even say, I mean, yeah, I guess it's a stall, but like I was just in maintenance mode, not tracking, being lax on what I'm eating. And I mean, lax with still like carnivore stuff, but I feel like I needed that. I've been in weight loss mode for the last like 25 years, I feel like. So that's where that is right now. My kids look so healthy and strong. They are amazing. They really are. Like, it's almost like we joke sometimes. This sounds bad, but I'm like, maybe I should like feed them garbage food to make them a little more lethargic and mellow because they are freaking wild. Like they have energy. So they are doing great. Costco samplings are free for to enjoy for your kids. Yeah, I mean, it's like that's the thing with the kids. I don't want to, everything we have at home, I want to say yes to. And they know that it's nourishing. But when we go out, like I don't want to cause issues. So they do have some freedom when we go out, like to birthday parties and Costco samples. Because I want to give them that freedom and that control to make good decisions. And that's just what, I've done a lot of video on my kids. So I don't necessarily want to ramble on about that right now. But like my 5-year-old will be like, oh, I'm not drinking because they get like Gatorades at soccer. It's like, come on. He's like, I am not drinking this. It has red dye 40. I'm going to give it to Papa. So they know, like they get it. But of course they're little sugar addicts. They want to have some treats too. So let's see. Is eating berries, blueberries, raspberries twice a week or so bad? What about double cream in coffee daily? You're from the UK. Oh my gosh. Do you mean double cream like that jar that's like solid? Holy moly. Add that to my last meal list because that is amazing. I don't think there's anything wrong with having some berries twice a week or so if it doesn't cause issues for you and even like mentally. Like if I had a bowl of berries right now, I would want more berries and then that might turn into donuts. So as long as like you're doing okay with that, I don't see anything wrong with it. I mean, that's how I'm feeding my kids. They have fruit every day. Um, Double cream and coffee daily. I don't think anything's wrong with that unless you are not getting the results that you want. God, I sound really congested. Sarah says everyone needs a break from weight loss. Yeah, I mean, totally. Like mentally, and I feel like your body could use it too. Just almost like I think of it, this just came to me, so I haven't thought of this. But it almost seems like rest days for working out. Your body needs to rest so the muscle can, build up. And it kind of seems like weight loss can do that too, just mentally. Like take a break, and I don't mean like go off the rails, but give yourself a break from being in that weight loss mode because it's draining. What did you tend to watch when you were in weight loss mode versus relaxed? Did you mean what did I tend to eat? Well, in the beginning, for the first 5 weeks, I was animal based, so I had some fruits, but I did a lot of burger patties. So a lot of burger patties, a little bit of fruit. I had some raw cheese and raw kefir. And I ate like almost the same thing every day for a while. Like I was just in burger patty mode. And I would have steaks here and there, but so that's what I had. And then versus relax was just not tracking, eating more than I needed to, eating more dairy than I needed to. I lost 45 pounds while having dairy. So I feel like dairy gets a bad rap, but as long as you're like not going crazy. Hi, husband. Let's see. Your 5-year-old has way too much energy. How do we stop that? Right? Like they're just like they're getting way too many nutrients. It's wild. Meal plan for a new carnivore person. Um, Eat lots of meat. Sorry, I should not. I'll never learn this. I'm drinking bubbly water and now it's like in my throat. Um, Keep it simple. Have hard-boiled eggs in the fridge. Have some cooked bacon. Have some cheese if you're doing that. Salami. So you always have like some easy things ready to go. And just lots of burgers are easy, steaks. I mean, keep it simple unless that's boring for you and you want some creative recipes. Um, did that answer it? Meal plan? I mean, because I don't even meal plan. It's just like, oh, what animal are we having today? Let's see. Yes, there's double cream and extra thick double cream. It's bloody amazing. It is so good. I cannot buy it anymore because I ate like the whole little jar. Frozen blueberries with whipped cream once a week. That's great. That sounds very delicious. Oh, thank you for reminding me about the question box. Okay, yes, I'm like scrolling comments after I've asked you to put them in here. Okay. You're right. Kids are sugar addicts. How do you feel about almond flour keto desserts? Um, I used to do those when I was keto. I don't do them for my kids anymore, mainly because it's like if I'm going to make something for them, like I want to be able to taste it so I know what I'm doing. That being said, I make them banana pancakes and I don't taste them, but I guess I've tasted them before carnivore. So I don't make them that stuff. I mean, I don't know. The more I'm like in the carnivore rabbit hole, the more I don't love the idea of almond flour. So I haven't done any. Do your parents or siblings follow keto carnivore? I am an only child. My dad and my stepmom have been keto for probably like 5, 6 years now. We got them into it when we were keto in the past. My mom is carnivore-ish, and I think my mother-in-law dabbled in carnivore. She still might be carnivore-ish or low carb. Um, I've had some aunts switch over to carnivore and are loving it and thriving, and some close friends that have gone carnivore after eating this way. The best oxtail recipe, I do mine in the Instant Pot. It's just easy. I'll sear it and add some water, cook it for, I mean, I guess it depends on how much you have in there. 45 minutes, an hour. I like all my stuff like really super tender. If you are still tracking macros, what are they? Right now, I I have recently, so when I lost my 45 pounds, I was equal fat to protein. So I was having like 130 grams of fat, 130 grams of protein, and that put me like around 1,800 calories. Right now, I am around, I'd say like 140 protein and 110 fat, and around 1,700 calories. And it differs each day. I mean, yesterday I ate like 2,000 calories, which probably wasn't the best. I'm working on not eating my feelings right now. Coffee on carnivore. I do it. A lot of people do. I've given it up for a few weeks, and the only thing I felt different was I was more sad. Brings me joy. That being said, I don't really need the caffeine. I do mostly decaf. Sometimes I will have a little caffeine just to like, woo, like I don't have sugar, I don't drink, I don't do drugs. Like at least I can have a little caffeine buzz here and there, you know? So as long as you feel fine with it. Your new carnivore bread is amazing. Thank you. French toast fried in a pan with Kerrygold. Yes, I love that. Add some cinnamon and vanilla. I'm going to try that too. Burger patties, steak is expensive. Yeah, and you know, I'm not even like I love a good ribeye, but I'm just not even feeling that lately. Like I am just loving the simplicity of even like ground beef. And maybe it's because I'm lazy and I don't want to form burger patties. And it's been raining, so I haven't been grilling. But just ground beef in a bowl, so good with some tallow. Would you in the future show a homeschool day? Good thing my homeschool teacher isn't watching this because I have really slacked the last few months. This book has really like taken over my life, and it's been super wonky. That being said, he's still like of course like doing things, and my husband does stuff and my mom does stuff. Like he's reading and writing and doing great. But I need to get us into like a proper routine because we don't have that right now. So once I'm done with this book, like there's going to be no summer break for us. We're going to have to get back on track. Luckily, he has my husband's brain. He is very smart, so he is actually like ahead of things. My concern is I don't want to hold him back. Thank you. They made my bread and they thought it was fantastic. So yeah, I don't want to hold him back. Why would one still feel depressed on carnivore? Does that mean you are? I would be, what are you still eating? Like, how are you eating and how long? I would wonder. Different chicken options. I love chicken thighs with crispy skin. So good. Let's see. I did ketovore for a year ever since Christmas week. I haven't been able to get back on track. I don't know what to do to get back on track. I try and fail every other day. Any suggestions? You just need to decide that you want to do it or not. And then remember your why. Like, why are you wanting to do this? And I find it needs to be a little bit more deeper than just weight loss. Like, you really need to dig deep. Oh, what was that exercise I just did? Shoot. Like, something about like 7 layers, something, but it was like 7 questions to like get to your why. So is it like your name is Grammy something? So does that mean like you're a Grammy, you have grandkids? So maybe your why is like you want to keep up with your grandkids. You want to be able to get on the floor and play with them and be able to get back up, you know? So like little things like that. So just remember your why. And for like in the moment, if you know, I have some more videos on YouTube too about this, but like in the moment, if you're wanting to have something, it's like just walk away from that food for a minute. You know, you're looking to that food for like a dopamine hit. So where else can you get that dopamine hit? Where else can you find some joy? And this is something I'm working on like literally the last couple weeks because I've mentally fallen off and I'm turning to food even though it's carnivore to ease my stress. So really like doing the inner work, you know, do some meditation, journaling, like go outside and play, like, you know, anything to just like bring some joy to your life and not turn to food. Maybe you're not eating enough. I'm sorry. Were you the one that asked about the depression, Geneva? It is easy to track when knowing macros of protein and fat. Yeah, I actually uh, don't mind tracking. It almost like feels like a game of Tetris to get everything like in. I do protein amount of your goal weight in grams. Yeah, that's what I did in the beginning too. So like my goal weight was 130, so I was 130 grams protein, 130 grams of fat. And what worked for me now That worked great for the first 45, but then upped my protein a bit and lowered my fat, and that's how I broke through my stall. Recent bread recipe, how long does it last before going bad? I mean, I would keep it in the fridge for up to a week. I think my editors even changed it to like 5 days because of the eggs or something. I'm like, a week at least. I don't know. I questioned everything, and now I wonder, the food safety guidelines, just how conservative they are. Sorry, let me cough. Oh, I'm leaning away from the phone, but the microphone's here. Sorry. Substitute for cottage cheese and your bread. I haven't tried anything yet. Someone was going to try ricotta. Report back if that was you. I just thought of that. But I mean, you could try ricotta. You could try, I don't know if cream cheese would be an equal swap because it might be more dense. I don't know. Your weight could be less, and I don't know. Karen, sorry, I lost service for a sec. Karen has chicken skins in her fridge and freezer. Oh my God. I have, you know what? Now that you say that, I have some in my freezer still. They're so good. Anyone who tried to reduce fruit and couldn't do it because of feeling ill, tried to lower your fruit to just berries and end up with some very serious symptoms, anxiety, fainting, and dark cloud on brain. I would be like, are you eating enough? To me, that would be like, are you eating enough? Getting enough protein, getting enough fat, but just like overall, are you getting enough? And how long has it been? Like if you're having fruit, then and you give it up, it might take a little bit to just, have your body be running on fat for energy. Carnivore since January, but I'm not losing more weight. I lost 12 pounds in the first 2 weeks and stayed at the same weight. Any suggestions? Yeah, I would ask if you're tracking. If you're not, track what you ate yesterday or track what is an average day to see where you're at. So that way you can make changes from there. But that's still a lot of weight. Like that still averages, that's a lot. Like 1 to 2 pounds a week of weight loss is pretty normal and average. Um, let's see. Let me go back to the question box. Sorry. Oh, that okay. What's the best way to offset fat into higher protein? More chicken? I am only actually having chicken once in a while. I would say like the better option would be like leaner beef. So like having some sirloin is a great option. I've incorporated more sirloin when I was doing that, or even a leaner ground beef. Okay, I think those are all in there. Let me keep scrolling. Cottage cheese is okay on carnivore. Yeah, comes from an animal. So you're good. I mean, I'm not concerned about carbs and things. Yes, I'm naturally eating low carb, but like a glass of milk has 12, I think, grams of carbs and zero F's given on that. Like that's not my concern right now. Will each recipe show macros? Nope. So sorry, you guys. I think, even though I'm tracking right now, I think a lot of people don't. And I think that's kind of like the nice way of eating this way. So I just didn't do it. I didn't want I didn't want macros to be like, not in your face, but like, you know what I mean? And that's just, maybe if I had more time, but yeah, no, macros are not happening in this book. Sore throat on carnivore. What should I have? My mom always told me gargle with warm salt water. That being said, I do have this throat spray, and it's essentially like alcohol or menthol or something, and like a honey, I think, but it doesn't taste sweet and it helps. Let's see. Doing carnivore for 2 months now. The scale doesn't move a lot, but losing inches if something is happening, but I love it. Yes, you guys, take pictures, take measurements. The scale can lie. Like, please. It that's like one of my biggest frustrations is having people say, I'm not losing, I'm not losing. Well, did you take pictures? You take measurements? I'm like, no. It's like, well, then I don't know what to tell you. You got to get all the data points that you can. Or if like your scale measures like body fat, then that's helpful too. Propolis throat spray is awesome. I wonder if that's what I had. That sounds familiar. We also have like the beekeepers thing that I got for the kids. I'm not consistent on using it, but it's like a daily throat spray to prevent getting sick, not necessarily if you're already sick. Good. You measure and take pictures. I think all this protein is gaining muscle. Yeah, totally. I mean, and there's other like videos out there of people's before and after. Like you can have an insane change in your body composition and have the scale not change very much. Or you can look better and the scale's higher than you were, you know? So definitely don't just go by the scale. You want pictures and measurements. Okay, if I missed a question, say it again, because as far as I see, I think I got them all. Scroll back up and have a drink. This is a lot of talking for me. So yeah, if anybody's interested in the entire book process from the initial email to what we're doing right now, that's going to be my latest podcast that comes out on Tuesday. And oops, what did I just do? I almost just removed somebody. I wasn't even planning on doing that, but I woke up this morning, or was it even last night I started taking notes? I think it was, yeah, last night. And I'm like, I was just gonna talk about it for YouTube. I'm like, oh, I'll just make a whole podcast out of it because a lot of you guys don't watch my podcast on YouTube, you listen. So it's like, why wouldn't I record it for that too? So, okay, let's see. Is this another one? It shows that there's a new one, but I'm not seeing it in the box. Oh, here it is. Will you be interviewed with Carrie on his movie? I don't think so. I mean, initially, when like before he started, when they were asking for applications, I applied, and they said no, thank you. And then I recently got an email to like fill in some information for it. I didn't end up doing it. I should probably look at it again. But yeah, there's nothing. Not going to be a part of it, I guess, which is cool. I feel like he's doing more of like the drastic weight loss people, like that, oh, you know, you're in it if you lost like 500 pounds. So let's see. What is the 45S fasting for 48 hours? I missed it. Did someone say something? Um, yeah, I'm not sure what that means. 8 days on carnivore, didn't sleep at all last night. Sleep is bad every night. Um, it should get good. I feel like anything that happens in the beginning, if it's wonky, it's normal. You know, your body takes some time to adjust. Um, just stick with it. Say when first started, your sleep wasn't the greatest either, but eventually got back on track. Yeah. Gosh, I shouldn't have bubbly water. I hope I don't burp. Yeah, my sleep is amazing. I mean, as long as my kids let me sleep, I'm good. All right, you guys. Last call for any questions, and then I'm going to get back to things. I just retested my ice cream sandwich recipe because I needed to do something with, we had a whole pork panko measuring debacle. So I had to recheck it and then I retested it and then I actually just made a change because I'm like, oh, I think this would be better. Story of my life with this book. I keep second guessing things and making changes. So I just did that. And I just sent that over to my editors. So we are almost done. I have a couple more chapters to finish up. So that's what I was doing this morning, and I have an insane mess in my kitchen. After a 24-hour fast, how would you break it? I would do some like bone broth, you know, sip on that half hour before. We used to like before carnivore do like lean stuff too, like have like some chicken, like just watch the fat. But honestly, I feel like sometimes, especially on a long fast, like, oh, break it, you know, with broth and then have some chicken just so the fat doesn't go right through you. But I feel like especially on a long one, like no matter what, like it's just gonna go right through you. So eat whatever you want. but that would be like a nice, like gentle way. Thanks, Jess. My book is going to come out this fall. We don't have a definite release date yet because things can change. But listen to my new podcast on Tuesday and I will give more information. I even say the month. I don't think I've said it yet. Best way to make your own broth. I do mine in the Instant Pot. And never tried bone broth. Yeah, it's delicious. Oh, okay. I see. Let's see another. Meant to ask your thoughts on fasting. Have you fasted for 48 hours? I've heard this is common in the community. Yeah, I've done a couple longer fasts like that. I think it's good once in a while. If some people like fasting doesn't, maybe it's like not the right time for you to be doing fasting. There's so many like variables. Um, so I won't say like a blanket statement like it's good for everybody, but fasting in general is great. I think of it as, if you have a box of spring mix, we all used to get that and it would rot in the fridge. Well, instead of you putting your new groceries in front of it and it keeps getting pushed to the back, like you want to clean your fridge out and get all the old stuff out. So that's kind of what fasting does. It gets rid of like all the crap, all the old cells. You got some autophagy going on. So yeah, I think doing something like that, once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. I don't do them that often because I like to eat. I do more like intermittent fasting, but Dr. Mindy Pels is a good one to talk about fasting, like with your cycles. All right, you guys, let me just check the question box. If there's nothing new, then I'm gonna go clean up the kitchen. I think that was it. All right, thanks for joining me, you guys. I need to do this more often, but I'd actually like to do Mindy Pelz. Yes, Dr. Mindy Pelz, Pelz. She has a book, Fasting Like a Girl, or How to Fast Like a Girl, or whatever it's called. Um, yeah, she's great. Hardly fast anymore, just naturally. Yeah. And then not fasting the week before your period is what she recommends as well. So, yeah, like I said, I'd love to do these more again. I want to do more like cooking. Like I want to like cook dinner with you guys once a week. And I keep telling myself to do it and I just haven't done it. So hopefully this is kickstarting me back into doing lives. So thank you guys so much. I'll see you next time and I'll see you in my stories. All right, let's see if I can end this thing.